He's going the distance. He's going for speed. Hey guys, so today is part one of a two-part video series looking at some of the more common types of workouts that, kind of come together to compose a well-rounded training plan. Whether you're training for a marathon, half marathon, or just, training to improve and get better, run farther, run faster, whatever your goals might be as a runner. Next week, we'll be looking at speed work, and there's a whole lot of variety and different ways that you can lay out a speed session. But today we're going to look at some of the other more cut and dry types of training runs that you might do from time to time. So the first one that I want to talk about is the long run, which is just what it sounds like. It's a long run covering, many miles, depending on where your level of fitness is. A long run could be just 2 or 3 miles. If you're new to running, could be as much as 10, 12, 15, even longer than that. But the key here is that you're running at a pace that you can maintain for the duration of your run. The long run is designed to help build your endurance, both your cardiovascular endurance and the endurance of your muscles, so that you're able to be on your feet and running for a certain amount of time. Another common workout that shows up on training plans for any race distance are tempo runs. And what a tempo run is designed to do is help prepare you and help make you more comfortable with the tempo that you will be ideally running on race day. So when you see a tempo run on your calendar, you want to try to be running at the speed that your goal pace is for that race. So in the spring and the summertime, when there's lots of 5Ks in our area, we cut our tempo runs down to maybe just 3 or 4 miles at the most, but we really ramp up the intensity because we're trying to run at our 5K pace. Now that we're getting into more marathon season, we start to stretch out those tempo runs and we start to run them at 4, 5, 6 miles, but we slow down that pace, maintaining a pace more closely aligned with what we're doing in our half marathon and marathon goals. Hill workouts are another great workout and definitely a common addition to just about any training plan. And what a hill workout is great for is helping you to build the strength, especially in your quads and your hip flexors, to pick up your feet as you're running uphill. Now, there's nothing worse than training on nothing but flat ground and then getting to a race and realizing that there's some hills. And sometimes hills can be sneaky. For example, I run a lot of the Disney races and people think that the Disney courses are very flat, which they are. However, we have to run over several overpasses, which provide some inclines, some hills, if you will. And if you're not prepared for them, even those gradual inclines that only last, several hundred feet, still can take it out of you. So by doing some training on hills, that's a huge benefit when it comes to race day. And if the course ends up being flat, you're in even better shape anyway. So it's not going to hurt you, but it'll definitely help you by building that strength in your legs to help you keep going even when you're fatigued. And the last type of run that I want to look at today are fartlek runs. So what you do during a fartlek run is you vary the amount of speed work that you do. So sometimes you might run, real hard at a real high intensity for maybe just, 50 yards or just to the end of the block. And then you go back to a normal pace or to your kind of comfortable pace again. And then after a little bit of recovery, you pick it back up again, maybe go a quarter mile at a higher speed or a half mile. But the trick with fartlek runs is that there's no pattern. It's very loosey-goosey. It's high speed, recover, but you vary the distance that you cover or the amount of time that you pick up your pace. And you also vary the paces. So it helps keep things interesting, keeps you from getting into a rut and becoming bored. And another thing it does is that it teaches your body how to respond to different paces during the course of a run. Admittedly, this is just a short, quick look at the long run, the tempo run, the hill run, and the fartlek run. And you can definitely dive much deeper into each of these types of runs, but this is just a quick overview to give you a little bit of an idea of what you can expect when each of those types of runs shows up on your training plan. Remember, next week we'll be looking at speed work, all the different types and what the benefits are of doing speed work, even if you're a distance runner. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you won't miss next week's video. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course, he's fighting and biting and riding on the horse. He's going the distance.